The first thing Michael heard was the sound of muffled growling echoing from the back of the shelter, a low, trembling warning that made even the staff flinch. They told him not to go near the last kennel, not to even look inside, because the dog behind those rusted bars was unpredictable, aggressive, and a danger to the public. But when Michael stepped closer, something compelled him to ignore every warning. The dog's eyes met his, wild and frightened, but also pleading in a way only a heart familiar with suffering could understand. In that single exchange, everything inside Michael shifted. It was as if the universe whispered that this broken creature was meant for him. And even though everyone told him to turn back, walk away, and choose a safer dog, he didn't. What he did next would change not only the dog's life, but his own forever. If you believe in kindness and second chances, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps us keep creating stories that touch the heart. Michael hadn't planned to adopt that day. He had stepped into the shelter with quiet uncertainty, carrying the weight of a recent tragedy, a heaviness he never talked about aloud. His home had felt empty for months, hollowed out by loss, and the silence inside those walls had become unbearable. Friends told him to take up a hobby, travel, keep busy, but nothing filled the widening ache. He came to the shelter only because a neighbor insisted it might help. But as he walked the hallway lined with hopeful eyes and wagging tails, he felt disconnected, numb, until he reached the last kennel, until he saw the dog nobody wanted. The staff called him Rex, though they admitted the dog didn't respond to anything except fear. He'd been found in an abandoned warehouse after a police raid, chained and starved, surrounded by evidence of a violent past no living thing deserved. His body bore scars that spoke of survival, not aggression, but humans often misunderstood the difference. Every time someone tried to approach him, he barked, snarled, or retreated into the corner, trembling like a creature caught between wanting to trust and expecting pain. The shelter had already labeled him unadoptable, and his time was running out. People walked past him, families avoided him, children hid behind their parents, volunteers fed him quickly and left even quicker. He was a ghost trapped in a body that had stopped believing the world had anything good left for him. But Michael didn't move away. Instead, he slowly kneeled down, keeping a distance but refusing to leave. He noticed the dog's ears twitch, not in aggression, but in confusion. Maybe it was the first time someone had simply existed near him without demanding anything. The growling softened into a shaky breath. Something in that moment passed between them, broken recognizing broken, hurt recognizing hurt. And Michael knew. He didn't want a perfect dog. He didn't want the easiest choice. He wanted the one who needed love the most. The staff were horrified when he said he wanted Rex. They listed every reason not to adopt him: his trauma, his unpredictability, the potential danger. But Michael simply listened, then signed the papers anyway. He knew he wasn't trying to fix the dog, he was trying to save him. And maybe, in some quiet way, save himself too.
Some nights, he sat on the couch with his head in his hands, whispering into the empty air, "I don't know if I can do this." But every morning, he tried again. The first change came quietly. One morning, Michael woke to find Rex asleep, not pacing, not hiding, but curled up on the rug near the couch where Michael had dozed off. That small act, that fragile moment of trust, shook something inside him. He began talking softly to Rex throughout the day, not expecting a response, but wanting the dog to hear a different kind of human voice, gentle, patient, safe. He left treats and small trails, not to bribe, but to invite Rex to explore. And sometimes, when he thought he wasn't being watched, he noticed Rex inching closer to him, observing, learning, almost believing. The breakthrough moment came during a thunderstorm. A violent crack of thunder shook the sky, and Rex panicked, whimpering and trembling uncontrollably, tearing at the corner of the room as if trying to escape a world that was collapsing again. Without thinking, Michael dropped to the floor and wrapped his arms around Rex. Not tightly, not forcefully, but firmly enough to let him feel a presence that was grounding instead of threatening. Rex froze at first, uncertain. But slowly, his shaking began to lessen. His breathing steadied. And then, for the first time ever, he pressed his head into Michael's chest. It was the moment the wall began to crumble. Day by day, Rex changed. He started following Michael from room to room, not out of fear, but attachment. His ears lifted when Michael spoke. His tail moved, barely at first, then with genuine joy. He learned the softness of couches, the comfort of naps in the sun, the thrill of toys he didn't understand at first. He no longer hid when Michael walked past him. Instead, he lifted his head, waiting for a gentle scratch behind the ears he used to guard so fiercely. But the true proof of transformation came unexpectedly. One afternoon, Michael took Rex for a walk along their usual route. Up ahead, a young boy on a bicycle crashed on the sidewalk, falling hard and crying out in pain. Michael rushed forward, but Rex moved faster. His past didn't return. His fear didn't surface. Instead, something new, something brave, took over. Rex approached the crying boy slowly, stopping a few feet away, lowering his head in a gesture of gentle concern. The boy sniffled and reached out a shaking hand, and Rex did something no one ever thought he would do. He licked the boy's fingers. The boy's mother came running, panicked at first, but stopped when she saw the scene. This once feared dog comforting her child with tender eyes and a soft wagging tail. She whispered, "He's beautiful." And Michael's throat tightened. Because Rex wasn't just beautiful. He was a miracle. News traveled through the neighborhood. The dangerous dog became the gentle giant everyone admired. Children waved at him, neighbors smiled when they saw him, strangers asked to pet him. And Rex, once trapped in a world of fear, now walked confidently beside the man who never gave up on him. Michael realized something too. Saving Rex had saved him. The grief that once consumed him slowly softened. His home wasn't silent anymore. It echoed with paws tapping across the floor, the thump of a tail against furniture, the quiet, rhythmic breathing of a companion who had filled the emptiness with unconditional loyalty. Rex became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most broken souls can rise again when given kindness, patience, and love. And Michael understood that second chances aren't just gifts we give others, they're gifts we give ourselves. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world and helps us continue bringing powerful stories to life. Before we end, we have one special request. Comment below what this story made you feel, and whether you believe every soul deserves a second chance. Rex's journey wasn't perfect, but it was real, messy, painful, transformative, and beautiful. And in the end, the shelter was right about one thing. Rex was unlike any other dog. Not because he was dangerous, but because once he finally learned to trust, he loved deeper than anyone could have imagined. Michael didn't just adopt a dog that day, he adopted a new purpose, a new beginning, and a reminder that sometimes the ones the world fears the most are the ones capable of the greatest love.